Hi everyone, my name is Ubio Obu. I'm from Nigeria and I'm currently at the Youthspark Pan-African Conference happening in Kigali, Rwanda. What has the Youthspark Pan-African Conference taught me? Oh my God, it has been an exciting opportunity learning about the people of Rwanda. I've learned about the volunteerism traits of the Rwandans. I've also learned about the communal community service, the umuganda that happens here in Rwanda. And I can tell you very honestly that if you want to be at the Youthspark African Conference for next year, you should definitely get your ticket because it's going to be an amazing, enlightening opportunity. I can't wait to see some of you next year. Bye. Hi everyone, my name is Ubio Obu. I'm from Nigeria and I'm currently at the Youthspark Pan-African Conference happening in Kigali, Rwanda. What has the Youthspark Pan-African Conference taught me? Oh my God, it has been an exciting opportunity learning about the people of Rwanda. I've learned about the volunteerism traits of the Rwandans. I've also learned about the communal community service, the umuganda that happens here in Rwanda. And I can tell you very honestly that if you want to be at the Youthspark African Conference for next year, you should definitely get your ticket because it's going to be an amazing, enlightening opportunity. I can't wait to see some of you next year. Bye.
Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Good evening to you guys from wherever you're watching me from. Please kindly confirm where you are watching me from, and we're going to get right to it right now. Thank you so much everyone for staying in. We are about 6 minutes past the time we are supposed to start. Thank you so very much. So this is the Youthspark webinar where we decided to come up with a very fantastic topic to help all of us position ourselves for the new global economy. And so since yesterday, we've been having very amazing humans who have been here engaging with us on how we have to better position ourselves for the digital economy. And so the theme has been the African digital workplace, how to start and grow a business in the volatile global market, guys. This is essentially for people who are really looking forward to not just starting a business, but also really growing the business as the world is getting very volatile, changing on daily basis. I just want to know the people that are here. Please let me know where you're joining from. I'm seeing Noel from Lagos, Speed Mills from, I don't know where Speed Mills is joining from. Yeah, I'm seeing Dr. Triumph from Akwa Ibom in Nigeria. Thank you so much. Speed Mill from Lagos. All right, guys, we are going to get right to it. We're going to be having very fantastic conversation with someone that I consider an expert on how to build a location-independent company. Someone that has helped thousands of individuals across the world, really build very strong business. And so I'm talking about Uke. Uke will be here with us by 7:30 to share his knowledge. And so since yesterday, we've been talking about the African digital workplace. Yesterday, I'm not sure, I'm just going to do a recap. I know that at some point yesterday, I had two of my friends, Mary and Dr. Ella. Once again, thank you, special shout outs to them for really stepping in while we're trying to sort out a few things at the background. And so today, we're going to do a lot of justice to cover most of the things that we couldn't meet up that yesterday. And so we've been talking about digital workplace. Most people may be wondering what exactly is, the digital workplace before we even begin to wonder, what the African digital workplace is. But while I'm talking, please, I need to confirm you can hear me. Please, can you confirm you can hear me loud and clear? I need to see that on the comment section. If you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me. I need to see that so that I know that I'm not talking to myself alone. Most times you can just, when I zoom in and start, having my conversations, I won't know that I'm here alone. So please let me know that you're being carried along. You can hear me loud and clear, guys. Oh, fantastic. You can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so very much. So we've been talking about the African digital workplace, and let me do like a recap as to what exactly is a digital workplace. Yeah, we have workplace, traditional workplace. You go to your offices, get to do all your works and all that. But what exactly do we mean when we say a digital workplace? Before we even narrow it down to Africans now, essentially, a digital workplace is a virtual environment. Yeah, it's a virtual environment where a lot of people, stakeholders come together to play specific roles, and these can include people like the employees. Employees are essentially people who are working for other people, who come together to play specific roles. We have freelancers also play in that environment, in that ecosystem. We have like remote workers. I have talked about remote workers I've been talking a lot about remote workers in recent times. But essentially, these people are like a team of individuals who are working to create solutions to problems, who come together to either collaborate, either to communicate their solutions to whatever problems that they are seeing, and also to complete tasks. So there are tasks to do. Essentially, they do this by leveraging on digital tools, you leveraging on technology, and of course, now that we are now in the age of artificial intelligence, they leverage on these things, without really needing any form of physical, presence in any office, as it were. Now, let me also backtrace a little bit to tell you guys that a lot happened after 2020. Before 2020, everywhere was normal. People could wake up, they go to their office 9 to 5, with a different mindset. Now, people go to the office with a 9 to 5 for the 9 to 5, but then with a completely different mentality, because the pandemic in 2020, brought about a drastic change in the way everything happened, in the way we live our lives, in the way we relate in workplaces, in the way we even strategize to bring, our ideas are being strategized, in the way we are finding solutions to problems. Everything changed after 2020. After 2020, by 2020, a lot of companies laid off their workers. Many people lost their jobs, and so it was time for people who are just clamoring to survive. It was all about trying to survive, right? And so in the process of trying to survive, people started looking for alternative ways to also stay afloat, depending when the pandemic is over. People were essentially in their houses. Nobody could go anywhere. But of course, they have to live. They have to survive. People were having problems, and people had to solve those problems. But how do they connect? How do they leverage? How do they find ways to solve those problems if they are not going to leverage on, the digital space, the technology, to be able to provide solutions to other people who also needed those who needed those solutions, right, to their problems. And so, for instance, most companies closed down. However, they could not shut down. I mean, they closed down. Either they laid people off, or even the company by itself had to close down. I didn't say shut down. They had to close down because of the pandemic. However, they needed to still keep doing their businesses. And so, how do they get people to still provide their services to them, to keep them running without people really coming to the office? And so that is where the digital workplace now comes to play, where a lot of these stakeholders now come together to solve problems, to collaborate, they get to communicate, they get to complete specific tasks using digital tools. Incidentally, we're now in the age of artificial intelligence, which I'm going to also talk about, briefly, depending when we have Uke join us. Now, there are a couple of features that are associated with, the digital workplace. When we say, oh, the digital workplace, there are actually some things that they have to be in place before you can now say, okay, that you have a digital workplace. Now, I'm not yet talking about an African now. Talking about African, we're going to get right into that. But there are a couple of things that has to be in place. One of them is that um, so we look at key features like the digital tools, right? I earlier spoke about the fact that people have to leverage on digital tools to be able to solve these problems. And we've had platforms like Slack, we have platforms like Microsoft Teams, we have platforms like Zoom, that has come out so strongly after the pandemic happened. Some of these platforms were just there, people were using them, but they didn't skyrocket in usage, as just after COVID. Most inventions just came up. There's a particular tool that that was there but was not really known until the pandemic struck, and that tool is Calendly. Calendly was just there until after the pandemic. It became like a household name for a lot of people who are playing very big role in the digital space. And so with these tools that I just mentioned now, communications, became easier. We started having collaboration tools like, we have the Google Workspace, we have, Microsoft 365, where people can actually use to build collaborations, manage projects. We also started having a lot of people doing so much work in the project management space. Yeah, we have a lot of skyrocketing of project managers who are now doing a lot of work, but they need some tools to be able to do that. Tools like Asana, like Trello, and all that. Now, within the period, we also started having a rise in cloud services, right? We started having people now needed data. Now, the COVID also came. Was also about data. After the pandemic, it was about data. People started requiring a lot of data to be able to navigate, their lives, right? People started taking data very, 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 very seriously because everything was affecting everything. And so you needed to know in what proportion those effects was happening so that you also know how to position yourself either away from it, from the threats, or even to position yourself towards the opportunities that are thereby. Now, another feature of the digital workspace is also remote work capabilities. Now, this simply means that people are now able to work from any location around the world, provided they have internet connection. Yesterday, I was talking about some of the challenges that is associated with the whole digital workplace conversation in Africa, and one of them was infrastructural deficit, where a lot of countries are still battling with infrastructure, enabling environment to help people to thrive in their place. We have people who are still battling with internet services. We have people that are still battling with power. Like in Nigeria, most part of the country, you are going to struggle with internet because, again, there are no power in those areas, and so it affects that. So this feature, remote work capability, is a very vital for us if you want to really play a very big role in the digital economy, right? So another thing that also happened, one of the features again of digital workplace, is also the flexibility in work hours. Now, before the pandemic, again, I keep referring back to the pandemic because that was actually the season that brought about the change we're experiencing right now. Trust me, without the 2020, our life would have still remained the way it has always been. But that season came and there was a drastic change. In fact, everybody was forced to review and reinvent themselves. Unfortunately, most people who have not been able to reinvent themselves, who are still struggling, who are still doing things the way they've always done it even before the pandemic, are still struggling in their businesses. They have not even yet. Now, while we're even talking about embracing digital tools and technology, technology also advanced, where now we're talking about artificial intelligence, your ability to not just use technology as it were, but also to leverage on artificial intelligence to make your work faster, to reach a wider set of people, and even to make it easier for yourself to achieve more in lesser time. So we want to look at the flexibility in work hours and in location, allowing for what we call a distributed workforce. So people can actually work for you. So before the pandemic, you can actually employ people, and no matter their level of expertise, their qualification, if they are in different cities, it means they have to move towards where you are. So let's say, for instance, if you are in Nairobi, for instance, if it's in Kenya, and your headquarters is, or your office is in Nairobi, and now you want to employ someone, and this person is very, very qualified to, the person can fit into the role for which you want to, employ them for. But now this person is in a part of Kenya called, let's say, Mombasa. However, what it simply means is that this person has to move. There has to be a movement. The person has to make plans to move from Mombasa and move towards, relocate towards Nairobi, where the office is, where he has to go to the office. And this also comes at a very huge cost of transportation, cost of relocation. A lot of things has to change. This person has to change their entire lifestyle, architect the entire lifestyle so that it suits the new office where they are going to be working for considerable a while, or depending on the contract that they have. However, the remote work capability allows for flexible work hours from anywhere around the world. It means now that you are no longer restricted as an as an employer. You are not restricted to just employ people that are just within the city where you are located. You're not just restricted to employ people that are just in the country where you're located. So right now you can have a team of 10 people, and these 10 people are essentially working from 10 different countries, and they're able to produce fantastic results, even more than people who are with you physically in the office even before COVID pandemic, guys. Guys, I don't know if you're listening, if you can hear what I'm saying. I need to see some reaction on the comment section. Let me know that I've not lost you guys. So yeah, so while I'm waiting for that, I needed to just see that, I'm not talking to myself. So we'll talk about the remote work capabilities. So again, automation and AI. Automation is one area that is also beginning to help right now. And all right, thank you, Lawrence. I can see that. I can hear you loud and clear. So automation is one area. Automation and artificial intelligence are also, one area that you want to also focus on. Is one of the features of this whole digital workplace. If you want to build a very, strong, vital digital workplace as an African, you want to also start embracing automation, right? Automation and artificial intelligence, because this helps you to, particularly for people whose work involves any form of repetition. So you have a lot of repetitive tasks that must happen in your space, then you cannot afford to leave out automating the process just to enhance your productivity, and also, to ensure that your data are properly analyzed and all that. So while I'm waiting for I don't know if he's here. I mean, our next speaker will just be talking to us about how to build a location-dependent business. Now, another thing that happened, guys. So before COVID, now something happened during the pandemic. So there was a rise in people acquiring digital skills. I don't know if you guys notice that, right? There was a rise in the rate at which people started embracing technology. Yeah. And there were a lot of people learning skills, acquiring, digital skills. I can see. Okay, I see. So a lot of people started acquiring digital skills. I remember during the pandemic, my friend and I were actually caught into training people on how to use quite a couple of skills. I remember then Mary Ogundibu, my friend, was teaching people how to design a lot of things, what the skills that they can actually achieve with their mobile phones, right? How to edit videos, how to design flyer, there were a lot of trainings that were going on. People started learning how to manage project, how to software development, coding came into place. Guys, it was crazy during the pandemic. Yeah. Now, after that happened, people now started finding ways to, now people are beginning to get back to space, people are beginning to get back to their working environment. And so it now became evident that, okay, you know what, you can no longer work as an individual from your very, very house. Most people started training people and providing them with platforms to, in the bid to expand their reach and to attend to wider clients, larger client base. They started building the skills of other people and employing them, incentivizing them to be able to provide those services. And now this degenerated into some people creating, launching some form of agency now, as in the case of social media. So we started having people who are not just social media managers now, they are now running social media agencies. We had people who are not just doing graphic design now, they also had, graphic design companies. We had people who are not just individuals freelancing, across virtual platforms trying to provide single services. They were now beginning to set up companies that were into website development. Are you getting what I'm saying? And so while these things were happening, so there was a rise at the rate at which people started embracing technology, the rate at which people started embracing, the whole digital era, and it has been massive. So now the problem also became, now I'm just trying to just lay the foundation before our next speaker comes in the next for a while. So the next thing that also happened is that most of these people, while they succeeded in acquiring these skills, succeeded in trying to expand, succeeded in trying to build a team or set up a company that will help them to be able to that will help them to be able to set a build their businesses, reach out to more clientele base and all that. Most of these people did not know how to interact with their clients from other countries. I'm talking about exchange, means of exchange now. So before during the pandemic, you were just one individual who was providing services maybe to people in your community, and you can collect payments in your local currency. And now most people started seeing that, oh, we can actually employ other people or teach, build the capacity of more people to be able to help us to attend to our client base. So if you are into website development as an individual, now you can employ other people, or what do they call it now? You can even get other people to do some of the work that you are doing if you have a lot of them. However, there was the problem of how do you get your funding? How do you get your payment? How do you charge your client from other countries to be able to pay you? Especially when you are going to be doing a large business, and some of these companies have structures, they have systems, and they cannot deal with you as an individual, and not just as an individual, as an African, and not just as an African, as what you know, right? So as a Nigerian in this case. So how do you set up a system where you can actually thrive completely, get to serve the world, get to get your payment, no problem at all. And that is why our next speaker will essentially be sharing with us how to build a location independent company. What are the things that you need to do? What are the things that you need to do to be able to strengthen yourself? Trust me, many people are still struggling since 2020, since the COVID happened. They've quite achieved quite a couple of things in their life going on in their spaces. However, the world is also changing. The world is getting more complex, getting more complex. And if you are from Nigeria, the bars are constantly being raised against you. And so how do you stay afloat? How do you interact with the market? Trust me, it's not everything that you have to do through the back door. There are really, really things you can actually do through the front door as a Nigerian legally. And I can tell you, because as someone who has traveled around a bit, and I tell you, it only was when some people say, oh, because I'm a Nigerian, some people are discriminating against. Well, there's a place for that, but I tell you the truth, there are so much you can actually achieve, right? Even as a Nigerian, as an Ugandan, as a Kenyan, as whatever. Once you are from Africa, you can actually bulletproof your identity such that the world will begin to listen to you. The world will begin to listen to you, and can just take it up from there. So, guys, so I was just talking about that. Let me also say this about some of the benefits you have if you start getting very, very serious about your the whole digital workplace. Of course, you have increased flexibility, yeah, increased flexibility, because now you can work from anywhere around the world. Right now, I'm not in Nigeria, or I have a lot of people who have been talking to us from different parts of the world, who are following us from different parts of the world, and you have more controls when you embrace digital workplace as an African. You're also able to collaborate with people from other places. Sometimes, particularly if you are in the software development space where you are developing, you can actually now work with someone from India on a particular project, and nothing will be missing. In fact, the quality of the project will even be strengthened, even though you've never seen the person you are collaborating with, right? And there is also the place of cost efficiency. I mentioned earlier that during the before 2020, what happened is that even if you want to employ someone and the best person, you have to pay the person. I know that when I was in the public service, then if you have to relocate a staff or to a particular place, or you want to post someone to another place, you've got to pay for their accommodation, you have to pay for transport and all those things. And so there's the cost efficiency now. Digital workplace helps you to embrace cost efficiency, guys. So, guys, it's been fantastic. I'm going to be getting us to talk with. I'm going to be getting our next speaker. I was just trying to stand in and just to lay the background as to what we will be expecting today. Just the whole what inspired the digital workplace theme, why we decided to do it, and to bring people who are really playing very big role in that space to come and share with us, and hopefully we can see how it goes. One of the things that I'm also expecting is that some of you who now keep your questions. Now Uke will be breaking a lot of tables down. Uke does not hold anything back when he gets on stage. I'm going to just read the profile of Uke. Now he's already at the backstage, and then we'll bring him up here. All right, guys, I hope you guys got value from what I'm saying. So we're going to get the next speaker right now. Let me just read his profile. And so Uke Enun is an innovator in the tech industry. He's a visionary CEO of Go Nomad, a leading software platform enabling global commerce for businesses, powering them with tools to operate, sell, and transact internationally. Uke is an exceptional performer with diverse talents and a burning passion for entrepreneurial solution. Since his early days at the university, he has dedicated his ideas to deconstructing business models to achieve scale from any part of the world. At 21, Uke founded GoNomad to enable African businesses to easily sell and deliver their products and services internationally. Under his leadership, GoNomad soared to unprecedented heights, growing from a staff strength of 3 to 20 team members across 3 countries, securing partnerships and funding from industry giants, and significantly boosting international trade for African businesses. Uke's commitment to innovation is evident in Go Nomad's intuitive product, arming a network of 3,000 companies with global commerce tools, and in turn, creating nearly 1,000 jobs indirectly and collectively driving close to $3 million in international sales. He is known for his resolve and extraordinary foresight for betting novel visions and navigating entrepreneurial challenges, driving growth and profitability while at it. His harmonious blend of empathy and operational efficiency fosters a vibrant organizational culture that manifests in fluid and excellent output. Uke's influence extends beyond his company, and he is a sought-after thought leader and speaker in business, marketing, personal leadership, and entrepreneurship, inspiring and training over 20,000 individuals across high-profile conferences, summits, and knowledge-sharing platforms. He is lauded and recognized as a beacon of hope for the next generation of entrepreneurs and leaders in technology and businesses. A visionary and innovator, Uke Enun continues to define the future of business and technology, leaving an indelible mark on the industry and establishing his legacy as a trailblazer in the digital age. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with all the fire emojis on the social media space, let us welcome Chief Dr. Uke Enun on our platform. Okay, it's good to see you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. Always good to be on the Youthspark platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm really excited
Thank
to be here.
you. Good to see you, man. I've not seen you in a very long while. I think while I was in Nigeria, we were able to see the last meeting we had was at Joseph Etim's Connect conference, and we never got to see again.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
since then,
thank you.
I've become a doctor. I didn't even know.
Oh yeah,
Thank you
Chief
too.
Doctor now. Chief Doctor now. Now, yeah, there has to be
Oh,
Chief
I'm
Doctor.
even a chief doctor.
I'm telling you, so I'm telling you now. Thank you so much, UK, for joining.
Thank
So
you.
since yesterday,
I
we've been having
appreciate that.
conversations around the whole digital workplace issue for Africans. How do people not just start businesses, but to grow it as the world is getting more volatile, a lot of changes, a lot of complexities happening around the world. And so we'd like you to share with us, from your wealth of experience, how do people really build very location independent, companies and businesses, and what can we do? Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much, man. It's always a pleasure. And hello to the Youthspark community. It's always a pleasure coming to you. I believe this is like my 97th time on the Youthspark platform. I'm always excited every single time. Right from way back in Rwanda, different virtual meetings, and it's always been a pleasure. I think this audience is one that is dear to my heart, and I would always say yes to, and I would always be happy to bring you guys value. So thank you so much to everybody who is in the room. I see a lot of comments from every single person that is here today. Thank you for engaging. I have personally been following through the conversations over the past 2 days, right? Since yesterday, I have been following actively, and it has just been mind blowing. So I'm certain that today would be no different. It will be nothing short of mind blowing. It will be nothing short of exceptional. And we have 30 to 45 minutes to make that happen. So I would need us to work in partnership to actually achieve our goal today. And the goal today of this session, at least, is to help us, really understand what it means. What do we need practically to set up location independent businesses, right? And when you think of it, what do I need? What does that mean to you? It means that you need a set of tools, systems, equipment, depending on what exactly you want to do, right? So when you need to do something, it means you need a process, you need a flow, you need a way of doing it, essentially a system of doing it. And I think we have more than enough, reason to chart this course, to go on this path. I mean, Raymond himself and the entire Youthspark brand is a location independent organization, right? Today, Raymond is in Nigeria. Next tomorrow, he's in Ghana. The other day, he's in Kenya. Next week, he's in Rwanda. And in 5 days' time, he's in Cyprus. And yet, he's able to do and run the organization even whilst being and having experiences in these different locations. That's the same thing that I believe everybody on this call is also here to learn about. How is it that I can, take a trip to a place, or I can stay in my house, or I can just be remote, right? I can be, doing something else, and my business is still running, and the thing that I'm selling is still, going. And not only for us to be able to do that on a local scale, I believe this conversation is to enable us as well be able to do that on a global scale. And this is something that we have been able to thankfully help hundreds of businesses to be able to achieve. And we've done it for ourselves personally. Okay. And I'm happy to, help us walk through some of the systems that we use to be able to build a globally profitable location independent business. So if we're ready, let's go. I believe everybody is ready. Okay. So now, in the system that we deploy for our customers, I'm going to use that perspective to, really make my point. We'll find that there's no one size fits all. And so your business is completely different from my business. So what might work for me may not exactly be the same thing that would work for you. However, there's common similarities, there's common problems that we face, right, when trying to build a globally profitable location independent business. There's just common things that all of us face, no matter the location where you are at, that we need to solve for. And when we solve for that, we've solved for a lot of the problems that exist, trying to make that happen. So, first of all, why do you need a location independent business, right? Why do you need a global business? Well, you want to be able to leverage on a larger market. You want to be able to reach a larger customer base, okay? You want to be able to reach a larger customer base. Why? Because on the internet today, the second somebody comes to visit your website or your social media profile, you're not exactly sure where they came from until you check your analytics. And even when you go to check your analytics, these days, you'll find that people are actually looking at your page, looking at your website from different countries in the world. What that means is your brand, your product, your service has global appeal by default. If you doubt me, free experiment for you. If you've been active on the internet, go on Instagram at least, right? Go to your profile settings, go and check your audience history or your audience dashboard, and you'll find that there's different countries there. There's people following you from Nigeria. There's people looking at your post from maybe Ghana. maybe the US, maybe some other country, right? And so what that means is you are having an appeal already. You are having a global appeal already, right? And you have to take advantage of that. If one person from another country can check you out, believe you me, 1,000 people can. Because whatever attracted that one person to check you out can attract 1,000, it can attract 10,000, it can attract 1,000,000. It all depends on the scale of your ambition now, right? So that is fundamentally the first reason. You want to expand your market base. You want to expand your reach. You want to expand your customer base. You want to expand the potential number of customers that you can generate. So if you sell services, for instance, you can services are already intangible. Okay. So if you can provide intangible services to local customers, you can also provide intangible services to global customers. And now global customers don't necessarily mean customers from the USA. That's something people get, I think people misconstrue a lot of the times. Global customers or global businesses do not necessarily mean businesses or services or products that serve customers from the US or from the UK or from tier 1 countries. It simply means your ability to serve customers from another country. Simple. So it could be Sierra Leone, that's an international customer. It could be Morocco, that's an international customer. Okay. It could be the US, that's an international customer, right? So everybody who's not in your local domain, right? And local now is not a derogatory term, right? It's a term to describe your immediate environment. Okay. So when I say local, I don't mean it with disrespect. I don't mean, I don't mean it with disrespect, essentially. I mean people in your immediate environment, customers in your immediate environment, right? While global have to do with people that are not in your immediate environment. Typically, people outside of your country, okay? Because usually people outside of your country have different systems that they are already used to. And those different systems vary in terms of payments. They vary in terms of culture, so many factors, right? However, fundamentally, what we're trying to do here is to expand our market base, okay? To expand our market base. How many more customers can we serve with our products, with our services globally? We want to go from local sales to adding global sales to it, right? And by default, every business that starts usually starts within its local domain. Most likely, more often than not, your first customer, your first client is from your immediate environment. Why? Because it's within your reach. It's a low-hanging fruit. It's within your reach, right? For you to expand globally, you actually have to take different steps in your business, okay? And those steps are exactly what we're figuring out today. Now, don't forget to try to establish the reason why we have to do this. Because if you don't know the why for why you're doing a thing, right, then it could be abused. You might do it wrongly. You wouldn't care. You wouldn't be committed to it, right? So what is the first reason why we're doing this? We want to be able to expand our market base. And as a business person, you are in business to keep growing. Why? Because business is a going concern. It exists in perpetuity. It keeps existing, right? And even when you're not there, business can still exist, right? So you are trying to expand your market base. And when you expand your market base, the number of people that can patronize you, you are also automatically expanding your potential for increased revenue. When you expand your market base, you are automatically also increasing your potential for increased revenue, right? For more revenue. And who likes more revenue here? Everybody does. So we should definitely expand our market base. Now, let's get into the how. How do we get to do this? We've established the why, right? Fundamentally, we want to expand our market base. We want to expand our reach. We want to expand our ability to serve more clients globally. We want to be able to expand our potential to reach the world, okay? As entrepreneurs, as business people, as creators, as brands, if we could serve everybody in the world, all 8 billion plus of us, we would take that opportunity. Yes, we would. So if we would, we have to keep growing. We have to keep expanding, all right? And one of the ways that we can do that is by creating systems that enable customers from around the world to work with us. Okay, now we've established the why. Let's get into the how. Let's get into some practical now. What are some things that we can do? First things first, you need a visual presence, right? Visual presence is your website, okay? Something that you can control, a media platform that you can control, where it only talks about you. Instagram is a visual platform, right? But in the context of this conversation today, I'm recommending to you that you have your own website. Why? Because on your website, you don't talk about me. You only talk about you. But on Instagram talks about all of us. I can find me, I can find you right on Instagram. But when I come to your platform, your website, I only get to hear from you and read and learn about you. You have to be selfish about this move. You are doing yourself a disservice by not having a media platform that you can control, where you control the narrative in your business now. Okay? For your business, you should have a media platform where you can control the narrative. Social media is great, okay? But it's also important to shift people off of social media onto your own media platforms. Fundamentally, a website. Now, why is it important to get this website? This is because with your website, you would be able to create something that I call global perception very easily. Global perception. What does that mean? That means you can write the copy, the content on your website to appeal to anybody anywhere in the world, right? You can have your content translated, right? You can do so many things that talk about you on your own platform. I think it's one of the most fundamental moves you should make in your business. Establishing a web presence for yourself. A solid one at that. All right? Now, when you do that, the next thing you want to do to that website or those media platforms is to add in what I call a global office. A global office. What is a global office? A global office is you come to my website today. I wish I could share my screen here to make this a bit more practical. You come to my website today, you would find at least two office addresses on there. You would find a local address, right? And you would find a global address. Now, do you know that right where you are listening to me today, your business can have an office address in the USA without you ever stepping foot in the USA? It is 100% possible. It is 100% possible. And it is dirt cheap to make it happen. So I can come to your website today and see a US office address, even though you yourself have never stepped foot in the US. But guess what? That communicates to prospects, to leads, to clients that this business, this brand, this person is a global entity. Right? When they begin to see different country flags, oh, US and US flag, this address, this, Nigeria, this, that, they're thinking, wait, this person has expanded. So the level of trust they have about your brand, even before purchasing from you, goes up, right? The level of objection that they had previously goes down, right? Because that knocks off some objection. It creates a perception in the mind of your prospect or your customers that this person has invested in their brand to get to this level. Now, they don't know the back end workings of how you got that address set up, but they just believe that so far this person has a legal address in the US, they are doing something right, they are bigger than I think that they are. You could literally be the only person working in your business, and you could still have multiple offices. You could become a multinational this fast. And it creates perception. The goal is perception. Now, another way that you can create perception on your media platforms is by having international phone numbers, preferably a US phone number. And the reason why I reference the USA a lot in my conversations is that in the grand scheme of global business, the US is recognized as the number one state that represents global entities. The US is recognized as the number one state that represents global entities, right? It represents, the US is the poster boy for capitalism. And capitalism, that's entrepreneurship. So if you have presence in the US, everybody automatically thinks that you can work with them globally. You're global, right? That's the memo if you've not gotten it. The second you can plant your foot in the US, you're global, and you don't have to do it physically. You can start by setting up a global office. A global office can be set up with as simple as a US address for your business, right? A US office address for your business is a physical address. People can send you things to that address. It will be processed and scanned to you, right? And you can set up international phone numbers for your customer support that are also US based. I was sharing at the Connect conference that Raymond referenced, I think that was 2 months ago, right? Of how we got a prospect reach out to us from Australia just because we put a US phone number on our website. And guess what? That call, the prospect saw that phone number, assumed we're a global business, which we are, right? Because we've invested in our brand, we've invested in our perception. Okay, I don't have to communicate anything to the customer. They would be the ones to confirm to themselves that I'm a global brand. They will be the ones to infer on themselves, right? I just nudged their line of thought in that direction. And they would instantly think, oh my God, this person has a US presence. That means this person is global. So this prospect from Australia comes on our website, sees our different addresses, sees our international phone number in the US, and it's very confident that, oh, okay, these guys are global. Picks up the phone, dials us, and guess what? That call gets routed to me. And at the time when I took that call, I believe obviously I was not in the US, I would have said that, but I was in another country. But the prospect does not know that. And frankly, the prospect does not care about that. What they care about is service. And so if you can add a bit of perception to persuade their thoughts and persuade their actions, you get to win. Now, I got speaking with this customer, right, prospect at the time, and within the space of 7 days, this customer converted, right, and paid us, several millions. Okay, just by having an international phone number. Now, come to the website, okay, and of information, a faster means of being able to reach us, and there wasn't an international phone number there that would give them the confidence to actually reach out. Could it be that we could have lost that deal? Well, there's a potential, there's a chance that could have happened. Could it be that they will reach out via email or live chat? Maybe, that's a maybe. The customer reached out by phone. There's a reason why, right? It could be that that kind of customer loves a more faster support approach. And by having a phone number there that any international person can call, and you can receive that phone call from anywhere you are in the world, doesn't matter where you are, that is absolutely amazing. That singular effort, placing a US phone number on our website, earned us a 7-figure deal. Now think about your own business. What could a global office do for your business? What could, as little as just having a US office address for your business, even without you being in the US, or you having a number in the US, even without you being in the US, what could that mean for prospects when they come on your platforms? What could that mean? That could mean more trust. That could mean likelihood of doing business with you. Okay, with more trust comes more business, right? So installing a global office within your business is a very simple way to get started with creating a location independent business. Because what that does for you now is it helps you with marketing, it also helps you with customer support, and it helps you with reach, right? So enough on global offices. Next thing is to begin to apply international standard, in fact, world-class standard, world-class sales and marketing tools. First things first, email. A global customer is very big on email. If you are from a locale where email is not really, would I say, as effective, right, as it, as it is globally. Please know that global customers, global prospects, are very, very friendly. In fact, they need you to have an email marketing system in place. They need you to have email functionality, right? And not just any kind of email, not your regular free Gmail. I mean a customized email at your website address. So for instance, my email could be basi@gonomadhq.com, for instance. It's not the same thing as basi@gmail.com. Right? It's not the same thing as esther@gmail.com. Okay, I'm talking about esther@hexamedia.com, esther@oscarsolutions.com, esther@thembosolutions.com, right? So you need professional email, right? Professional email. You need professional email, and you also need to invest in testimonials. Customers abroad globally do a lot of research. You must know that. So you want to invest in testimonials, gathering and publishing testimonials for your service, for your product. You can use an app called Trustpilot to do this. Most of the time, a lot of customers, before they make a purchase, go on to read the experiences of others like you. Because, I mean, everybody is going to say they are the best in the world, but what do your customers say? Right? What do your customers say? That is something that a global customer would care about. What does your customer say about you? Right? About your business. Okay. And when you do that, what you would now have is social proof. Because these are people that don't know you from anywhere. So you would now have social proof to be able to transact with. You can publish the social proof on your funnels, your marketing funnels, your social media pages, and so on. It's a whole lot, right? So these are little tools that you need. The next thing is you need a version of global advertising. You need to begin to put your business out there. Six would work for you. Okay, depending on different advertising tactics will work for you. You can start off by doing the cheapest forms, which has to do with DM advertising. So advertising that sends traffic to your Instagram DM, your business's Instagram DM. And the reason why this strategy works so well, even globally, is your Instagram can be curated, right? So before I even get to interact with you, I can easily pick your profile and see if you are able to do what you say you're able to do, right? And you can already pre-convince me. There's a whole lot of content that can pre-convince me to do business with you, right? And it's also a messaging platform that they log into frequently, so you will have them as a lead essentially. So that's one. And DM ads are very if I say inexpensive, it is going to be relative. So you can, every business is different. You can try it out for yourself, but it's something that works for us really well. So you can try that out. If you want to begin to advertise to foreign audiences, you can start out by advertising through specifically Instagram, not WhatsApp, specifically through Instagram. So it's called DM advertising. It creates advertising that leads traffic to your Instagram DMs. Okay, and you can automate that process to generate leads initially. Content. That's another strategy that works very well with attracting international customers for your business. User-generated content. Now, user-generated content can be done through influencers on YouTube and influencers on TikTok. Right now, those are some of the two hottest platforms to get the value of your money. We have generated thousands, and I mean thousands, it's ungodly, thousands number of leads, right, from global, from over 25, 30 countries right now, just by using a user-generated content strategy. You can go look it up, right? User-generated content strategy. It helps you drive a lot of traffic from all over the world to your funnels, to your services, to your products, so you can be able to sell globally. Now, notice something with the systems I've been sharing here. I first started with a global office, then I went into sales and marketing tools. The reason why I started that way is because I'm trying to help you see a process here. First of all, you want to set up your backend system, right, which is your web presence, and of course your locations, right? Getting a US office, getting a US phone number that essentially helps you have a global appeal. Then investing in marketing resources like email marketing, investing in testimonial gathering for social proof on Trustpilot, and then using modern day advertising gems like DM advertising and UGC advertising. When you do those things, you begin to attract a lot of attention globally. But that's not enough. Remember, during Raymond's intro, he said, when these people begin to come to your websites, your funnels, your platforms, your lead magnets, what happens? How do you actually take payments from them? And that's the meat of the conversation. And let me break it to you. We are in 2024, one of the most accepted, in fact, right now, the number one globally accepted mode of payment or payment method or payment gateway, whichever you want to call it, is a platform called Stripe. Take it or leave it. They are currently number one. Is a platform called Stripe. So if you're still sitting around complaining that customers are not able to pay you from which platform you're using or did that platform, listen, I really don't have words to say beyond get a Stripe account for your business. If you're serious about doing business globally, right, you need a Stripe account. If you're serious now, because I know not everybody's going to be serious with it, right? If you're serious, you need a Stripe account. How many of us have a Stripe account for our business right now? Please put in the chat. If you have one for your business, please put in the chat, I have one. If you don't, please put in the chat, I don't have one. And let's talk about how you can get that. Because that's all you need for anything global payments today. At least as of today that I'm making this recording, you need a Stripe account to simplify your entire payment flows or payment acceptance flows. If you have one, type in chat, I have one. If you don't have one, type in chat, I don't have one. I'll be waiting. Let me look at the comments here. Let me look at the comments here. Type in chat, I have one. If you do, type in chat, I don't have one. If you don't, guys, we have only 10 minutes to run out of here. This is the final bit. We're talking payments now. The system for collecting global payments. If you have a Stripe account, type in chat, I do, or I have one. If you don't, type in chat, I don't. Okay. All right. So I see that we don't. Okay. So a lot of people here don't have one and they need one. Great. Now, if you're at the point where you want to be able to process any kind of international payment for your business, the secret is a Stripe account, like I mentioned. And so how you can get one today is by, first of all, setting up an American company, preferably an American company for your business. Now, this is the elevated strategy that the big guys use. Everybody can start by having a global office, which is simply US phone number, US address for your business, right? It's pretty cheap to do it. You can, visit us at GoNomad to do that for you. It's pretty affordable. Everybody can start there. You can go on to set up a Trustpilot page for your business right from now. It's free. You can go on to start advertising with any button that you have. You can do that. But you see that collecting payments part, you need a Stripe account for international payments. That is the most headache-free payments gateway today to process international payments. I'm not saying the one you're currently using doesn't work. It might work, but watch my words. Headache-free. The potential for processing your payment is 99.9% assured, right? Very high uptime rate, very high secure rate. Okay, so you need one for your business. And how can you get one? Set up an American company for your business. That's next level. Sooner or later, as you expand your business globally, it's not an if, it's a when. Everybody's going to do it. Set up an American company for your business, right? You can do that right from your home in Nigeria. You don't have to travel. You don't have to be a citizen. You don't have to be a resident. And best of all, you can run that business from Nigeria tax-free. I said it, 0% tax-free. You ain't paying a dime in taxes. What you would have to do, though, is to stay compliant by filling annual report forms, but you are not paying taxes. That's how beautiful of an economy the American economy is. But a lot of businesses do not have this knowledge. And it's a one-time thing. You set it up once. It exists for as long as you want it to exist for. Everybody here listening to me that doesn't have a Stripe account needs an American company. That's next level global business. You can ask my guys, Raymond and Hexa Media, okay? When they want to take a payment today, they just get their Stripe account or their US bank account, right? Process what they need to process and keep it moving. No stress. So if you need one, if you need to set up a Stripe account, you need to first of all set up an American company. Why? Why are you doing that? You're doing that because Stripe works with merchants, okay? And merchants are businesses, okay? So when you are not a resident, you're not a citizen, and you don't have access to it, you need an American company. That's the fastest way and the best way also. With that American company, you will not only be able to have that business global, you would also be able to have a US bank account for that business, for that company, which means international payments become very easy, making payments, receiving payments, whichever flow you want to use, right? And then again, you will now also have a Stripe account for that business. And guys, guess what? That Stripe account can process payments from any country that you can possibly imagine. You can process payments from, where have we not processed payments from? We have processed payments from 25 plus countries today just using Stripe. How amazing is that? Right? Just using Stripe. African countries, European countries, Asian countries, Middle Eastern countries, you name it. Stripe processes payments in your sleep from all of those places. And it remits the same to your, your final bank account. Right? And it remits the same to your bank account. Okay. And from there, of course, you have access to it, whether you want to send it to your DOM account, you want to send it to your domiciliary account, you want to send it to your local currency account, whatever you want to do is all possible. But again, I reiterate, when it comes to accepting global payments and you are serious about it as a business, let me not sugarcoat it for you. You need a Stripe account. That is your peace of mind. That is how you solve that problem completely. And to get a Stripe account, you need an American company. Okay? You need an American company. That's one of the best ways that's recommended because you own it for life. Okay? You can run the business remotely. You don't have to pay taxes on it, right? And you can have access to a Stripe account to process payments for you there's no using a fake ID, logging in from another country, using a VPN. There's no tactics. Okay? There's no tactics. It's just do business. That's it. It's as simple as that, right? So I encourage everybody to get that done. Depending on how much you actually value this, then that's how soon you will get it done. So if you need it today, it is possible for you, right? If you need it next week, it is possible for you. And if I told you that you can set up an American company within 24 hours, would you believe me? But that's actually the fact. You can set up an American company within just 24 hours. As simple as that. Just 24 hours. That's how much time you need to set up an American company. 24 hours. I'm sure somebody's thinking that's even faster than the CAC in Nigeria. Yes, it is. 24 hours, you have your information ready, your business is formed, and you're on your way. So guys, that's exactly the system that a lot of businesses use today to essentially be able to create a global appeal for their business, run marketing internationally, and seamlessly or easily process payments from wherever they are. Because at the end of the day, business has to do with transactions. And so when you begin to do all the marketing in the world, all the sales systems, the marketing systems, the global office, once you do all of that and the customers begin to come, how then do you take payments? Well, easy peasy, you need a Stripe account. You solve that entire problem. And to get one that you can control, to get one that you have access to get one that you own, you need an American company. And with that, I believe and know for a fact that I have been helpful. And if you found value, I hope that you take action. It's not just to get value from sessions like this, my earnest hope, my earnest desire is that you actually take action. You act on this information to improve the viability of your business. Thank you so much for having me. Raymond, I think your microphone is muted at the moment.
God, no, I was so excited putting down note because everybody has a part to play in this WhatsApp group. So there was something that was not on my website that I was just writing down, and it's been a lot of value. Guys, let's give a good God bless you to Chief Doctor Uke Enun.
Chief Doctor.
If you don't put Chief Doctor, I don't know what you are saying. Guys, did you guys see all the value that Uke was giving? Uke, thank you so very much for doing this. And guys, please go ahead and follow Go Nomad, Go Nomad HQ. If it doesn't have HQ, don't follow it. You're following the wrong boss. It has to be Go Nomad HQ, on Instagram, and reach out to them. It is very possible to build a very location independent business and company. Uke has just taking it from ground one up until way to the top as to how this is really very possible. A lot of people are doing it. I have my own business that is registered in the US, and we're able to use Stripe to make a lot of our transaction, collect our payments and charge for our fee. Because if you don't do that, maybe you'll just be using OPay, and you know what it means if it's only OPay you're using to collect your payments. All right, guys. So it's been a fantastic experience. Let me also say that, okay, how can people get? For people that are interested in setting up their company and all that, what do they need to do? Is there like a form or whatever they need to fill, or how they can get across to Go Nomad to be able to get those services?
Okay, yes. If you're interested in getting that done, just go to this website on the screen here, gonomadhq.com, right? gonomadhq.com, that's the website. When you go there, just click on the Get Started button. It would ask you to make an account. Make an account, enter simple information about your business, pick a pricing plan, and get started. The pricing plan for this that I'm going to recommend to you is so it's $400. That's what every customer pays globally. But in Nigeria, because Nigerians are our people and we love them so much, we ask them to take 200,000 naira off for holiday and just pay us, 447,000. So out of the abundance of our hearts, we understand how the exchange rate is moving, crazy with everybody. We say, you know what? If you want to pay $400 now, that's what, I don't know what that is today. That's probably. If my math helps me right, it's probably 600 and something thousand naira or so, right? Maybe like 650, 660, 680 thereabouts.
Wow.
But we say, you know what? Take 200K, live life, flex, maybe get on a trip, go somewhere, just have fun with that 200. We will manage 447. We don't mind. We will manage 447.
Amazing.
I know how it is. So we would do our best with 447. And to make it even cooler, if you tell them that you are from the Youthspark community, they would also give you a 50,000 naira further off.
Wow. Guys, for being part of the community, you are getting 50,000 naira. Guys, that's like some people's salary. I don't want to say anything, but then you get additional 50,000 naira
in total savings.
Amazing.
So you can get it done for 397,000. Okay, get it done for 397,000. It's really affordable for your business if you want to do that. Because I believe that if you're trying to do a global business, you have your eyes set on real money. 397K is what, $200 or something. I don't even know what that is today. That's like $230. So we're even cheating ourselves essentially. Customers from everywhere else are paying $400, no questions asked. It's there on the platform. You would see it. I'm making this up. They'll go on the platform, they pay $400 complete. You go give me my money full, complete. 100 no go loss. So, but I don't mind taking half of that, from here.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, it's been so fantastic getting to learn from you. Guys, you've had it. You're having 250,000 naira just because you're part of this community. And I'm hoping that for those of you that will also be interested in joining us to Rwanda, I'm sure that this is also open to our community members that will be joining us to Rwanda. So for everyone who will be there and will be looking forward to, in fact, you must open, this is a requirement if you are going to be part of this community. This community is a global community. And so there's no way you are a member of Youthspark Pan Africa and you are still playing small in your business. You are still depending on your local payment transaction to deal with people from other countries, because what Youthspark does essentially is to be a springboard for global market penetration. So what it simply means is that we are helping you, bringing opportunities like this that helps you to amplify your voice and also to expand your business to other places. Thank you so much, Uke, and we will see at the other side. Thank you so much. All right, guys. All right. It's been so fantastic having Uke here to share with us. Guys, did you guys see the massive value that Uke brought on board, sharing with us all the knowledge and how we can actually do this? Guys, there is no difference in people. I keep saying this, except for the things they know and do. There is no difference in people except for the things they know and do. So there is a whole lot that the people you admire do that is different from you that just know and you don't get to do. You don't get to show, take any action and all that. And it's been very fantastic listening to Uke. And let me not forget to talk about the Youthspark conference that will be coming up, on the 25th to 30th of November. Every year we organize this Youthspark Pan-African Conference where we bring leaders together. 2 years ago, in 2022, Uke was with us in Rwanda with other incredible leaders to share and brainstorm on possible ways to keep growing stronger businesses and expanding it to the global world. And so it's been very interesting. He's been a huge part of our community, huge support to our community. I remember it was even after the 2022 edition that, we got, other members of our community to set up their businesses in the US, and they're doing so well. Trust me, we have fantastic testimonials from the Youthspark community. And so the event will be coming up from the 25th to 30th. And the good part is, or if you look at the screen right now, you're going to see the link to, check out all the details. We're currently running a sponsorship discount that enables, an all-inclusive package. Before now, the event, you get to pay for the event and then you buy your flight ticket. But right now, we decided to secure some form of discounts to make it very easier for entrepreneurs and, digital entrepreneurs, remote workers and freelancers, all the people that are interested, all the career professionals who are interested in joining us to Rwanda this year. You get to pay only $1,200, which is an all-inclusive package and that covers your flight ticket, your accommodation, your feeding, branded customized t-shirts from Youthspark Pan Africa. So you get all these things. I also say that you also get to, your payment registration of $1,200 also covers city tour. You also have opportunity to have a personal direct conversation with at least 2 ministers in Rwanda. And I said that for the first time, we'll be attempting to do what we have never done since the inception of our program in 2017, when we remodeled in 2017. And that is having to hold that event in 2 different locations in the same city. So within the 5 days, we'll be having this meeting. The very first part, about 2-3 days, we'll be holding in a different part of Kigali, while the remaining 2 or 3 days we'll be holding in a different part of Kigali. It's going to be a wholesome experience. Trust me, for many of you who will be interested to be there, just kindly click on the link that you're seeing, screenshot it, or even if you cannot attend, share it with someone who should be part of this meeting. I wish admin can actually put up the flyer. I don't know, but then share it. If you go on this page, you're going to see the opportunities that we have. And I also mentioned that for the first time, we will also be giving out souvenirs or local souvenirs from the Rwandan souvenirs to all the people who will be attending. We're getting DMs from people who are, low-key saying they're going to be joining us in Kigali. And we really want most people to join. All of you that are sending us DMs, our team members will also be there to have conversations with you. Lastly, before I let you guys go, I mentioned earlier that if you are running a community of, digital entrepreneurs, freelancers, and remote workers, and who love traveling and who really love to be part of this, you want to send us a DM or send me personally a DM or send us a DM at Youthspark Africa, and you get all the details, because you as a leader, just by the work you're doing, empowering and supporting your community members in the digital space, you have an opportunity to get an all-expense paid trip to Kigali, Rwanda, to attend the Youthspark event. Just send us a DM and we'll share with you all the details you need to know about the meeting. I believe you guys have gotten a lot of value. The African Digital Workplace webinar continues tomorrow. It continues tomorrow because some of our speakers, we couldn't get them on today due to unforeseen circumstances. But we, while Uke was speaking, we were actually having conversation at the back end just to get them to come. So tomorrow we will be having Coach Ezekiel Solesi, the CEO of Lim Simple, come and speak to us. And of course, we'll also be having the global TNN, who will be joining us from the United States of America. I believe you guys have gotten a lot of value today, but tomorrow we are going to wrap it up. We're going to get massive value, and then we'll see how we can keep supporting our community members to keep building good businesses. Admin, if you have the ad for the Rwandan event.
Hi, everyone.
We'll take it up from there. Good night, everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ubio Obu. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm currently at the Youthspark Pan-African Conference happening in Kigali, Rwanda. What has the Youthspark Pan-African Conference taught me? Oh my God, it has been an exciting opportunity to learn about the people of Rwanda. I've learned about the volunteerism trait of the Rwandans. I've also learned about the communal community service, the umuganda that happens here in Rwanda. And I can tell you very honestly that if you want to be at the Youthspark Pan-African Conference for next year, you should definitely get your ticket, because it's going to be an amazing, enlightening opportunity. I can't wait to see some of you next year. Bye.